I'd like to welcome all of you here to the beautiful Buddy Holly Recreation Area and to the Quest Grove. Real quick, we'd like to welcome all of our esteemed guests. We have our colleagues from the Texas Forest Service are here with us. We have Councilwoman Karen Gibson, Councilman Steve Massengill, Councilwoman Sheila Patterson Harris, and former Councilman T.J. Patterson. And so I'd like to welcome all of you here. And our next step, we'll have Mr. Patterson do the invocation.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I want to do something different. I'm going to put you to work. Everybody stand up, grab somebody's hand. Let's make a circle. Come on, let's do it. Real quick, real quick. Come on, real quick. What's wrong with you? Make a big circle. Come on, everybody, come close together. What's wrong with y'all? It could be my last time. That's why I want to do this. I didn't say make no six, make a circle, y'all. I'm just glad to be here. Y'all just don't know. Thank you. How you doing there, brother? Good. How are you? I'm just glad to be. Everybody touch somebody's hand. See how good God is. Look, this is how great. This is how it's what it's all about. Lord, everybody got somebody? He's out in the alley by himself. Put him inside. Can you come to him? You got him? Oh, Lord, have mercy. You look good. Let's all bow our heads. Most gracious Father, I want to thank you for this day. A day we never seen before, but because of your grace and your mercy, you have allowed this to happen, Lord. As we look back over the years, there were no trees here. But because of your goodness, reminding us of where we've come from, oh, Lord, thank you. Thank you for all that we've done. And Lord, what was around the corner for us, Lord. Like a preacher told me a long time ago, he said, Pat, you only God can see around the corner. You don't know what's there. But with his grace and his mercy, it'll be all right. I think my brother Gene Quest and his wife encouraged me to stay with this program when I was a younger fella. Lord, thank you. I'm just so happy today to be able to be here. It's good to be here, y'all. But look after us, Lord. Look after us. Look after the great city of Lubbock, Texas, USA. And all of his people, Lord, is my prayer. And everybody said amen? Amen. Everybody said amen? Amen. Now give God a hand clap. Give him a hand clap. Can you give him a hand clap? Thank you. I feel good, y'all. Could be my last. I sure feel good today.
Okay, and next I'd like to introduce Ms. Marie Evans. She's the chairwoman of the Lubbock Roundtable. Marie?
I don't know how, this just amazes me how this has grown through the years. And I have a saying, you don't stop doing, okay. There it is. You don't stop doing when you get old when you stop doing. And Gene Quest was one of those people who never stopped doing. And I fortunately have saved a lot of stuff through my time, and I cannot believe the various things that I have saved since I moved 6 months ago into the Carillon and didn't really have time to get rid of a lot of stuff that you accumulate. But fortunately, I still had a file on Gene, and I was going through that, and I think a lot of you may not know some of these many things that he has done through time. He was born on October 9th, 1914 in Oklahoma. He graduated from Amarillo High School in 1934, Amarillo College in 1937, then graduated from West Texas State University at Canyon in 1939. Some of you probably can't even remember back that far because you weren't even born, some of you that were here. So anyhow, he served as a volunteer with South Plains Council, the Boy Scouts. He was a member of the Lubbock Lions Club for 65 years. He was active as a Shriner and a Mason. He was J.C. Man of the Year in 1948. He worked with Goodfellows Christmas program in the 1950s. He worked in the family business at A.E. Quest and Sons before it was sold. And many of you remember him for his love of golfing. In fact, Karen just mentioned that how she met him was he taught her how to putt. So anyway, um, also he contributed to the start of the Dolce Quest Foundation for Artistic Music, which we will be hearing the song that Gene has written, and we'll be hearing that at the end of our program. And I have my own personal CD that Jane gave me many, many years ago. Now, in 1985, he was presented the Winston Churchill Medal of Wisdom, and on this material that I've saved from Jane, I discovered that he was the son of Mrs. Lula Montgomery Moore, the direct descendant of Dr. Clement Moore, the author of Night Before Christmas. And I actually, guys, and if you go to Jeannie's house anywhere from about October until the middle of February, you can see there is a Night Before Christmas. There's a love of Christmas at her house, because I think she's probably got better than 1,000. I have no idea how many, but there's lots and lots of Christmas ornaments and lots of Christmas scenes at there. So there really is a Night Before Christmas at the Quest home. And then, before planting trees in the early 1980s at the Gene Quest Memorial Grove in the Buddy Holly Recreation Area, which brings me up to the 25th anniversary of the Grove in April of 2006. Well, at that time, I had moved here in December of 2003. I joined the chamber early on in 2004, and on that particular date of April 2006, for this event, the ambassadors were invited and suggested that we come out here. And that's how I originally found out about this, because it took a bit to find out all these things that happen here in Lubbock. And anyhow, I was a member of the chamber, have been, I still am. When I retired, Eddie McBride wouldn't let me stop. So anyway, that's immaterial. But anyway, I realized that on that 2006 date out here, that the guy that I was seeing at the after hours from the chamber turned out to be Gene Quest. And he always was there at the after hours. And so that's how I got to know him and got to realize who he was. In 2006, I met a gal by the name of Alice White, who has gotten me into more things, has volunteered me, but anyhow, she said, oh, you've got to come to the round table. At that time, it was meeting at the Lubbock Club. Well, I walk in, who do I run into? But here is Gene Quest. So he had decided that this chair right next to him on his left-hand side had better be my chair, because I would always pick up his things for his buffet, and he always made sure that I was right there. Also, on that last day in August that the Lubbock Club had their last roundtable meeting, and because Gene had a love of dance, well, there was no music that day at 1 o'clock or whatever time that we left, but Gene had to have that last dance right there at the Lubbock Club. So I danced with Gene the last dance at the Lubbock Club, and without any music. But anyhow, then we moved out to Hillcrest, and he made sure that I had that chair right to the left of him, no matter what. So, but also, a funny thing, I was selling promotion materials and executive gifts, and I always had, except today, I don't need, because I didn't have my purse with me, I always had a pen in my purse that had my name and phone number on it. Well, as it turns out, you know, he had to have that pen of mine because it had my name and phone number on it, and if he ever needed to get a hold of me, he knew that he had that phone number with him. Well, as it turns out, Well, in fact, one of the things I came across was a picture of this very event on the 24th of April, 2009. But on November 25th, 2010, Jean passed away at the age of 96. Well, at the funeral home, Jeannie said, I forgot the pen with your name and number on it. Do you by chance have one in your purse? I said, yeah, I do. She said, can I have one? So Jean has that pen and my phone number. However, it's the landline, but, or whatever. He called down and said, on this day, we have to have sunshine and no wind. So I requested it, and it came through between. So he made that phone call. So with that, those are memories that I have of Jean Quest, and we have lost a dear friend. Thank you.
Okay, before I ask Councilwoman Gibson to come up and read the proclamation, I'd like to give you just a little bit of information about the Trees Across Texas program. And as you know, or you may not know, this is Arbor Day, and so we're celebrating that here at the Quest Grove. And just to let you know, tree planting is a proven approach to help solving challenging problems on a worldwide scale, because trees provide the necessities of life itself, and the beneficiaries of trees are people. They filter pollutants out of the air and water while protecting us from dangerous heat and flooding. They lower urban temperatures, reduce energy use, sequester carbon to a slow rate of climb, and resources from forests help to keep people out of extreme poverty. Green environments encourage physical activity, improve cognitive ability, reduce stress, and trees foster the community engagement and connectivity in a unique and positive way. That's why we have the Grove. It's a great place to be. And so next I'd like to ask Councilwoman Karen Gibson to come up and read the proclamation from the mayor.
Good morning. You know, the mayor always likes to say it's a great day in Lubbock, Texas, and I want to state that it is a beautiful day in Lubbock, Texas. And I've done this for going on 8 years now, and we have had some pretty horrific days to do this. So I just want to thank the Lord for this gorgeous day. You know, Lubbock is just a beautiful city, and it's got great parks and open spaces. And planting trees is an important effort to ensure the future generations will enjoy the beauty of the great outdoors of Lubbock. I do want to thank again the Quest family and to the City of Plano, and a special thanks to our Parks and Recreation Department. These guys work very, very hard. They not only organized this for today, but they were very hard working in our parks and our open spaces. All of you guys back there, raise your hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do. It is now my honor to read the following proclamation. Special recognition. Whereas the city of Lubbock is located in the South Plains of West Texas and is known for its blazing sunsets, endless sky, and expansive horizons. And whereas in addition to enjoying its natural sun-drenched beauty, Lubbock has cultivated and incorporated a wide variety of trees, flowers, plants, and landscapes from the many regions in Texas in order to enhance our city's beauty. And whereas the City of Plano and the City of Lubbock believe that the planting of trees contributes significantly to the beauty of our respective communities, and we recognize that trees not only beautify but benefit our landscape and our environment. And whereas Lubbock and the City of Plano join together to celebrate this annual partnership and symbolic tree exchange, whereby each city plants a tree indigenous to the habitat of the partnering city as a sign of friendship and as a way of promoting the planting of trees within their communities. And whereas we commend the citizens of Plano for participating in this annual program and for supporting this effort to beautify and enhance the appearance and environment of both of our remarkable cities. Now therefore, we, the mayor and the city council of the great city of Lubbock, do hereby extend appreciation and special recognition to the citizens in the city of Plano Trees Across Texas program and encourage all residents to plant a tree to benefit and beautify both of our communities. is dated this 27th day of April 2018 and is signed by the mayor and the remainder of the city council. Congratulations for one more year on a beautiful tree planted.
Okay, and next up, I'd like to invite Art Quest to come up and speak with us. Art?
Okay. All right. I appreciate everybody, including all the workers, for coming out and taking care of our trees. Because the trees is what makes this world go around. Check out some of the news areas where you see, because they don't have trees, they have some situation or problems. I would like to introduce Jarrett Greaser. He is Jody Arrington's special assistant to read the proclamation. Also, I'd like to also thank you that Charles Perry came, Senator Perry came. He knew the situation, and all the other councilmen. So if you would take care of it, Jarrett, pardon me. Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Senator Perry, Charles Perry, good to see you. Representative John Frullo, former Representative Carl Ossett, how are you, sir? Former Councilman Mr. Patterson, what a wonderful blessing this morning. Thank you for that. Thank you. Councilman Patterson, Sheila Patterson, Miss Evans, some great remarks about Mr. Quest. Councilwoman Miss Gibson, Councilman Massengill, and the Quest family. It's good to be here with you all this morning. Congressman Jody Arrington sends his regrets that he could not be here to the Quest family for their passion and dedication to Arbor Day, and for all the efforts that they continue to do and continue the legacy that Dr. Quest and Miss Quest started so many years ago. Now I want to read the proclamation by the governor of the state of Texas. The great state of Texas is blessed with an array of natural beauty, and a key feature of our diverse landscapes are our many species of trees, from the towering pines of East Texas to the scrubby mesquite of the hill country, and at least 15 varieties of stately oaks across the state. The many trees of Texas are beautiful and prominent features of our unique and breathtaking landscape. But trees add far more than just beauty to our state. They contribute to the natural process of energy conservation, add value to real estate, help clean our air, and control runoff and flooding. They also shade our family picnics during the unforgiving Texas summers, act as the foundation of many a backyard treehouse, and line the edges of Texas rivers, providing sturdy branches for the rope swings of adventurous swimmers. As we move toward the future, we must not forget the duty we have to preserve our environment and protect our state's natural resources. We only have one Texas. To improve upon this state's legacy of stewardship, Texans will join with others across the country to celebrate Arbor Day. As this time, I encourage all Texans to come together and enjoy Arbor Day celebrations. Together, we can make a difference and preserve this land for future generations. Therefore, I, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, do hereby proclaim April 27th, 2018 to be Arbor Day in Texas, and urge the appropriate recognition whereof. In official recognition whereof, I hereby affix my signature to this day, 29th day of March 2018. Signed, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas. My honor.
Okay, and next up, I'd like to ask Art and Jeannie to come up and talk about Art first? Okay. Come on up, Art.
We thank you Ken for coming. I apologize, John Furlow. Sorry that you weren't introduced, and also the council. We all appreciate everybody coming out, and Carl Isaac, and some other people. Pardon me. What I want to do is tell y'all basically how this started. This started with my parents wanting to do something great for the city of Lubbock. And they weren't sure what they wanted, and they thought, well, maybe trees, because what does trees do? They last for, not ever, but they last for quite a long time. Okay, so they started back before 1981, even though 1981 is when they really pushed it a little farther. But they talked to the mayor at the time. I can't remember what the mayor was at the time, and they said, well, the mayor said, well, there's some land out here. You might want to put some trees out. Try it out. I said, okay. So my dad and my mother decided to do so. And then they decided to work with the Parks Department. That's where Trees Across Texas comes from, and so on. But basically, it's all a matter of trees. And trees, you don't realize what trees do. Trees also help the health of the environment, as you'd heard before. They create shade, they create windbreak, they prevent soil erosion. This is all, if you want to see it, it's in the brochure because I made the brochure. And also, the trees benefit by breathing all of the carbon dioxide from the air, which we don't need as human beings, and they create what they call photosynthesis and create oxygen, which everybody needs. So it makes a big difference. Also, health. People need to have a place to go where they can get away and see the beauty of trees and things that God's created, and so on. Because this brings back, a lot of people find out, it brings back the fact that the stress is away from them. Stress of work and everything makes a big difference. But if you get among forests or trees and so on, it makes a big difference. So stress is a big thing. People come out here, I've noticed more and more, people come out here for one reason probably. And they bring their little areas and stuff, their kids and so on, because they want to get away from the stress of life for a while. So make a big difference, I'm sorry. But again, this started back in 1981 and even before then, between my father and my mother. So that is what makes the difference. And again, as I've tried to say, all workers, y'all keep the trees going. It makes a difference. If somebody misses day, it makes a difference because y'all take and keep the trees going, watering them and so on. And also one more thing, y'all may not realize, but what you're seeing underneath it, not seeing, but you're on top of, is most of the 1970 tornado debris. Hard to believe, isn't it? That all this is underneath here is where they put a lot of their tornado debris of 1970 in. But you can't tell it if you look and see the greenness. Look at the greenness. Look at the trees. You can't tell that. But it's buried, I guess, so far down, and it just doesn't make it doesn't make a difference. But again, trees bring out the good in people. And I think a lot of situations is major cities don't have trees. They have parks, but they don't have a lot of trees. It will make a difference. So thank you for everybody, and I apologize for not getting everybody on the deal. Sorry, John, that I didn't remember your name, pardon me, and others, and so on. So thank you for your time, and we appreciate y'all coming out, and we'll be here again next year, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after, because we think this benefits the city of Lubbock. It actually benefits Texas, and if you think about it, there's a lot of people realize it benefits. The state benefits, they see a benefit in it. The local people see a benefit in it, and the citizens benefit in it. And then also, we see that the federal government sees there's a benefit in it. So thank you for your time and courtesy, and we'll see you next year. Appreciate it.
Okay, and then Jeannie, you have something to say? Come on up.
I'm short, and I hope I've got a loud enough voice. Can you hear me? How about that? As my brother said, Dad decided he wanted beauty out of all that horrible debris from the tornado. So he started this back in 1981. Now, this year, if I can say this correct, Forester, New Mexico privet tree is the one that the Quest family is donating to the park this year. Now, we know the end result of this tree. We know it's going to get planted. How does this go about? First thing, you go to a store. In this case, we went to Tom's Tree Place. We picked the tree, we bought the tree, we stored it, because we knew at that time it wasn't ready to be planted. In fact, it got planted this last Tuesday, I believe, is what Ronnie said. Now, when they go in and pick this tree up at Tom's Tree Place last Tuesday, the maintenance guys picked it up. They brought it back to their shop. Now, at the shop, there are several steps that are going to happen before this tree is going to be planted. One of the steps, is the container that the tree is in. They got to cut it off. Also, there's burlap and soil around that tree. Again, that goes away. Then they've got to break up the root ball. I didn't really know what a root ball was. I grow roses, so I wasn't quite sure what it was. But what happens is that the roots are all kind of crushed together, and they've got to spread them out to get it ready for the watering.